He planted a vine, and wine doesn't go on there. So, after he planted the vine, and he grew the grapes to make the wine, he made the wine, okay? Understand that's what he did. It says, he became drunk and uncovered himself inside of his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father naked and told his two brothers outside. Now, this verse of Scripture has a lot of different opinions about it. They said that when Ham went in there, he saw his father drunk. Some people believe that he committed homosexual acts against him, on him, while he was drunk. I don't know that that's what it did. Other people have different interpretations. But what I do see simply here in the Scripture, he went in there and he made fun of his father to his sons. He went back out there and told them, and look what they did. Then Shem and Japheth took a cloak and placed it over both their shoulders. One of them was here, one of them here. And they walked backwards into the tent, and they laid it down, covering up the nakedness of their father. That's what this says. Walking away backward, they covered their father's nakedness. Their faces were turned away, and they did not see their father naked. You see what he's talking about here? They did not think evil of it. And that's an important thing. Then Genesis, and one would think that after sin had destroyed the world, one would think that after man had just endured the flood, he wouldn't think about things like that. So you have to ask yourself the question, how did sin survive? I want to look at three things this morning. I want to look at three things that will help us see this. First of all, we're going to look at the sin. The sin was wickedness of thought. That's what the Scripture teaches us. It was because when Ham looked at that, he had wicked thoughts. Japheth and Shem, they didn't even want to look at it. They didn't want to think about it. Folks, I want to tell you something. Looking at things today can give you thoughts that are wicked. And with the thought process that they were under, that was wicked continually, is what the Scripture said. Always, when the Lord saw the man's wickedness was widespread on the earth, and that every scheme of his mind thought was of nothing but evil all the time, the Lord regretted making mankind. Folks, understand this. The sin was there. And let's bring this into our modern day, but as we do this, let's look at some of the Scriptures that Jesus himself has said that have to do with what they were doing, okay? First of all, it says, for from the heart come evil thoughts, murders, adultery, sexual immorality, thefts, false testimony, blasphemies. These are the things that defile a man. But eating with unwashed hands, they do not defile a man. The next one, Matthew chapter 24, 37 and 38. As the days of Noah were, so the coming of the Son of Man will be. Now listen, for in those days before the flood, they were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage until the day that Noah boarded the ark. Now I want you to notice something very succinctly in here. Why would he point out marriage? Marriage was something that was widespread. Folks, I believe with all my heart that there was no integrity in marriage, and it was attacking the institution of the home that God built before he built anything else. Next verse. Luke chapter 17, verse 27 through 29. People went on eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage. Here again he mentions that, until the day Noah boarded the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. It will be the same as it was in the days of Lot. People went on eating, drinking, buying and selling, planting and building. But on the day that Lot left Sodom, fire and sulfur rained from heaven and destroyed all of them. You see, they had turned, first of all it says, they were giving in marriage, but they had turned back to the everyday stuff, the eating, drinking, buying, selling, life as usual. Because we have let life as usual turn to something wicked in America, that's why we're reaping those harvests today. Because our country is being run, and I'm not talking about just the executive branch. I'm talking about Congress and the House, and all of the executive and judiciary branches of America today are being run by people who have nothing but their own desires in their mind.